Feathers come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and patterns and colours. Some are stronger, some are very soft and downy. And they are in fact great things to paint. I tell you why. There's another one. These downy ones are beautiful. I tell you why, my friends, because if you sometimes get to the stage where you want to paint but you don't know what to paint, feathers are a good standby. So let's look at a basic feather shape. Now, I'm getting that as near as I can to my paper. It's not always possible for you to see everything. There's just me who's doing the painting and the filming, so it's what it is, I'm afraid. So anyway, I'm going to do a basic feather. I've got whatever's in my palette here. I'm going to use up what's here. I've got some, looks like a bit of Payne's grey and something else, and I'm going to start off with just doing a line. That's the beginning of my feather. Now I'm going straight back to the water, just picked up some water, nothing else, and I'm just pulling out of the puddle, and the same this side. Now I'm actually using a number 4 brush for those who want to know about these things. So what we've got here, that first initial line is in fact the quill of the feather. Okay, and sometimes they're rounded on the end, sometimes they're pointed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that puddle of colour on this side of the feather to join the line I made. Now it's very warm today, so this is all going to dry off fairly quickly. So moving fairly quickly, just so that puddle of colour blends in pretty much to that line. And then likewise I'm going to take this line, agitate it slightly with my brush and just pull it down a bit. So you've got the quill, and then I'm just going to pull, 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 just with the point of that brush, look. Going back, just picked up some water, nothing else, dropping it in just to get a bit of movement there. Now that's nearly dry up there, but what I can do, and you might want to or not, yep, is just go back and just get a bit of graduation. I'm going to do another one there. Not quite such a good line. Pick up some water. Quickly, more water, and take it up. I'm going to go back and pick up some pigment, because that was a bit too pale. I'm going on the other side, joining up the feathery bit, the frondy bit, to that side of the quill, and then I'm coming down again to the quill and just making a little bit of a thin line there, and likewise bringing that down. So you don't have to put every detail in. Dip in, get some water, move that around a bit. And now I'm going to go back. I found something else on my palette that looks a bit like a bluey greeny colour. Let's drop that in. Just come down a bit onto that quill. I mean, you can do whatever you like, just let the water and the paints tell you what to do. You can decide to, okay, look, That's nice and wet there. I'm just pulling out a few little fronds. This point of this brush is lovely. I'll put details of the brush in your bonus lecture at the end of the course. And again, I'm going to go with the kitchen towel and just dampen off. So there's another way. There really is no restriction. I've got something a bit red and I don't know what colour it is there. And let's do this a bit differently. Let's make that quill. Let's put it in vaguely. Grab some water. Grab some water, bit more pigment. That's quite a pointy feather. And with some absorbent paper, I'm going to roll it into a roll. Turn it, turn it. So now you're getting bars. Okay, you might want to make those a bit more exact bars, so just agitate that with your brush. Lift a bit out. We can go back to that one and decide to put a bit of darker colour on the end. Doesn't matter what colours you use, just have fun. That's too strong a white line, so I'm just softening it out. See, that paint will still be agitated. I'm going to drop a bit more water on here. And just drop some colour in. You can do them as quickly or as slowly as you like. And it's a great way for cleaning up your paint box or your palette. Just got room for another little one down here. Let's do it a different way. Go and get some strong pigment. Let it make its own little starbursts. It's rather interesting. You could let that dry and you could go back and be more defined, like this one. That's still very wet, but this side is not. Let the brush make the marks, let the water work with the paint, all sorts of things. So that's just a little starter to get you thinking about painting feathers.